I thought I'd let you guys in on what I'm doing this evening to kind of help boost some immunity in the house and, you know, cook with intention. I am making an immune boosting garlic based soup. This is going to be more of a vegetarian / vegan recipe, and I am using all fresh vegetables, including chopped up onion, lots of garlic. I'm using carrots and celery. Got some chopped up garlic. It's gonna go ahead into our pot. So at this point in our pot, I probably have about the equivalent of 2 to 3 whole carrots. I have 1 large onion, and I have 7 or 8 cloves of garlic. We're gonna add 6 stalks of celery. Now, according to my book on herbs here, the immune system stimulant would be basil. You have decongestants here, and one of the decongestant that we have is rosemary, so I'm gonna add some rosemary to our soup. And also, we're probably going to use some thyme. I like for my soups, my food to have flavor, so I tend to use a good amount of seasonings. And because I'm extra, we're gonna put some more garlic powder in. It's time for some thyme. See what I did there? A little bit of rosemary in my life. And see, for me, pepper is a must in everything. And it's really probably, honestly, a crime of how much Himalayan salt I tend to use in my food, but I love it. You know, I think the high vibration to it is awesome, but it definitely flavors up everything really nicely. And with this being a soup, you know, you're gonna need a little bit more. I'm all about the seasonings, y'all. I'm all about the flavor, so I tend to use more than what normal people probably would. We really need smell-o-vision. We really need to smell this goodness. Now that our veggies have had a little bit of time to cook down, we're gonna add some veggie broth into the mix here. And I usually like to get it to where it's like about halfway full in the pot. So this was a 32 ouncer. I would probably use at least 2 of these, and then I tend to fill this guy up, and this is not technical, but I tend to fill this guy up about halfway and add some more water to the mix. So if it's your thing, you could always add some, you know, chicken broth instead of vegetable broth, but that is not my thing. However, I sometimes like the flavor, so I will be adding this not chicken bouillon cube. I tend to add 2 of these, and I will put 4 cups of water in there. 1 and 2. So the cool thing about a simple garlic-based soup like this is you could literally add anything that you would like to have with this soup. I just wanted to keep it simple today. We are going to add some noodles to the mix to just kind of, you know, make it a little bit more filling, but the garlic was really the whole purpose. And of course, you know, there's some nice immune boosting herbs and veggies in here. And the warmth is going to definitely feel good on my husband's tummy. We are gonna have some like bread on the side. I've got some French bread, and that will probably taste delicious with this. After we let this kind of sit and boil, probably, because I'm impatient, about 10 minutes, I'll come back and check it, and we'll put some noodles in. So this wouldn't be cooking with me if I didn't tell you that I add Reiki sometimes to my cooking, especially when it comes to, you know, trying to use something to heal somebody else or myself. Okay, so what I will do is sometimes when I'm stirring, I'll just kind of hold my intention of healing energy into the soup. I want this to be immune boosting. I want it to feel good in the belly and in the body. And then I like to draw my Reiki symbols over top of it, holding the same intention. Wellness, immunity. vibes. Your intention is absolutely everything. I will say this over and over again to anybody I ever talk to. Your intention matters more than anything else that you do. All right, so make sure that you know what's true in your heart. Let me tell you guys a little bit about cooking for me. Whenever I make anything, it doesn't really have a recipe. It's usually like a combination of a recipe that I look up or that I have with me and then my own brain. You know, my husband has called me an innovative cook since we've known each other. And I used to be able to make something out of nothing because we have, you know, lived paycheck to paycheck a lot of our life. So that's kind of what this soup is right here, is making something out of nothing. And that tends to be my way of doing things. And every time, I have to say, they turn out pretty delicious. This is just me sharing a little bit of my home and my heart with you guys. I hope that you find your own innovative cooking and add your intention to whatever serves you and your purposes. So when you're using these egg-free egg noodles, or if you have regular egg noodles that you would like to use, you can be a rebel like me and put the whole bag into the pot, or you can actually cook them, you know, based on the instructions on the back. I just tend to make sure that there is enough water in my soup or enough veggie broth to, you know, soak into the noodles. And then I just kind of shove them into the pot with everything else. It actually tends to do pretty well for me. So you do whatever feels right for you. So I'm gonna bring it to a boil with the noodles inside. And then I'm gonna turn down the heat to about medium low. And I'm gonna put my pot lid on. This is a Dutch oven, so it tends to actually get a lot hotter than some of the other you know, pots and pans that I use. So I tend to put the temperature on significantly lower than I would maybe with other pots and pans. But I'll do that, and then I'll just let it sit for about 8 to 10 minutes, and I'll come back and check on the noodles, and we should be ready to eat in about 15. And y'all, just a little bit of friendly advice. My mama always told me a good cook is a clean cook. So you're gonna want to make sure that you clean up. That's gonna help out with your high vibe. Here it is in all its glory, ready to go into your tummy. I did make some bread on the side. I put some butter on there, and this is a garlic themed soup, right? So we put some garlic powder on top with the butter, tossed it in 475 for about 3 minutes. And it's a little toasty on the outside, but still very, very soft and nice. All right, I hope you enjoyed this wellness soup, little recipe brought to you by me in my Uchi kitchen.